Good morning, children. So, in the previous class, you learned about exhaustible resources, isn't it? So, first of all, natural resources are divided into two forms. They are exhaustible resources and non-exhaustible or inexhaustible resources. So, exhaustible resources means which are found in a limited quantity, and once you use, you cannot use it further. It is used forever. Means which cannot be renewed. Okay. So now let us see about the inexhaustible resources. These are also natural resources because they are found in nature and it is not man-made. It is found naturally. Now inexhaustible resources are natural resources that can be replenished naturally. Means if you use it also again you can get it back. It can be replenished. It can be renewed. That is called as inexhaustible resources. Examples are sunlight. See, every day you are using sunlight, isn't it? Millions of creatures in the whole world are using sunlight. Is it getting exhausted? No. Again, next morning what happens? You can see the sunrise. By evening again sunset. Again the next morning also same. No, it is not getting exhausted. So this is what we call it as inexhaustible resource, like sunlight, air. All of us are using air, but again air is present. Wind, there is wind every day, but again it continues. Water, though you are using water continuously, what happens? Again and again you see the water. Presence of water, isn't it? So, sunlight, air, wind, water, etc. These are all coming under inexhaustible resources which can be renewed. They are continuously available on the earth and their quantity is not noticeably affected by human consumption. So what happens? Though you are using and using and using, what happens? Still you can see it is already present. It will be present. It is not getting exhausted though we are using continuously. Now, their quantity is not noticeable affected by human consumption because we are not able to see the quantity what we are using, but we are using it. Okay. Why? It is available. If it is continuously available, you will not know the quantity. If it is limited, immediately you know the quantity. They are also called renewable resources which can be renewed. Understood? Which can be replenished. That is called as renewable resources. Wind. Moving air is known as wind. What is wind? The moving air. Now we are not able to see wind. But are you able to see the leaves of trees moving? Swaying, isn't it? And when you are walking also you can see sometimes if it is heavy wind or it pushes you. Suppose you are going with an umbrella. Your umbrella it will turn, isn't it, upside down, right? Yes. So all this shows that there is presence of wind, though you are not able to see. You are able to feel it. Now moving air is known as wind. The energy of the wind can be used by using windmills. The energy of the wind can be using windmills. Windmills can be used for processing grains, drawing or pumping water, and also for producing electricity. Have you visited any windmill? No. So these windmills, what they do, we have seen that fans and all, they keep big things and they will be moving around. So when they move around, what happens? There is more and more wind produced, there is a pressure created. Okay, so windmills can be used for processing grains. So now this grains and all, how it will be? It will be in the, what you call it as the kacha form. Isn't it? Now we have to make it in the pure edible form. That time what happens? You can use this windmill. So it is used for processing grains, drawing or pumping water. So if you just switch on the motor, what happens? It will start drawing water. Why? Because of the wind which is present there. It is exerting a pressure. Due to that exertion of pressure, what happens? Water comes up, drawing and or pumping water. And also for producing electricity. So when the windmill, that is wind is produced in between the two turbines, that is between the turbines, in between magnetic field. So it will be moving the turbines in between the magnetic field. What happens? There is production of electricity. So wind is used even for the production of electricity. Now coming to water. Water is essential for the survival of plants as well as animals. Got it? So it is used for survival of plants as well as animals. It is an important natural resource. Water is continuously be replenished on the earth by rain. How do we get water? We are using water, no? But again and again what happens? We are able to get water. Why? Because of the rain. Water is needed for drinking, washing, cooking and irrigation to grow crops. Isn't it? For all this water is required. Though we use water for all these things, for drinking we use, washing, cooking and to pour water to crops. We are using for all that. Even then we get water back. Isn't it? So water formed from rivers and seas is used to generate electricity. From wind also you can generate electricity. Even from water, from rivers and sea is also used to generate electricity. The same thing, when water moves, when water falls from a higher level, it falls on a turbine and the turbine will be rotating in between two magnetic field. What happens? There is a production of electricity. So here what happens? Water from rivers and seas is used to generate electricity. It is important to note that although water is renewable, groundwater may get exhausted. Means what? The potable water or the water which is used for drinking, river water, that may exhaust, but not the sea water. Sea water is saline water, wherein we are not using that sea water for drinking purpose. But this river water and all we use for drinking purpose. So if you use more and more, especially during summer season on the water pans, the water content becomes less. Okay, so that's the meaning here. It is important to note that although water is renewable, groundwater may get exhausted. This may happen if the consumption of groundwater is more than what rain can replenish. What happens here? This may happen if the consumption of groundwater is more. We are using more and more groundwater and rain is not there. That means there is no pouring of rain. What will happen? There will be an imbalance. Isn't it? Means you are using more but you are getting less. That time what happens? There will be imbalance and there are chances of water to get exhausted. Which water? The potable water. As a result, there will be shortage of fresh water in towns and cities. So potable water is nothing but the fresh water. What are fresh water? The river water. Okay, so we all depend on Kaveri water, especially in Bangalore, isn't it? So what happens if you go on using continuously and if you are going on wasting water, there may be a chance of you not getting water, especially during summer. Clear? Because during summer there will be rainfall also, then there will be a problem. So thus water must be used judiciously and should not be wasted. So water has to be used judiciously. You have to judge properly. Whatever the water I require, only that much I have to use, because this water, the fresh water is not, it cannot be get throughout the year. If there is less rainfall, then you will have a problem. So you have to be very careful, and you have to use it judiciously. Don't waste water, because that water is found in a limited quantity. Now coming to the sun. Sun is also what? It is an inexhaustible resource. The sun, as we have read earlier, is a huge ball of hot gases. What is sun? Sun is a huge ball. It's a very big ball full of hot gases. The sun's heat is harnessed and used for our benefit in many ways. So what happened? We are using the sun's light. Nowadays, solar energy we say. No? Solar panels. We are using solar panels for so many things. No? So from there we get the heat from the sun. So that is used for so many purposes. What are they? The sun's heat is harnessed using solar cookers and used for cooking and boiling. Solar cookers you would have seen, isn't it? So it is used for cooking and boiling. Using solar water heaters and used for heating water. Nowadays, sometimes in some houses you got the solar panels wherein you get solar water. That means hot water. Is it? When you open the tap, you get hot water. If you have got solar panels, especially it will be placed on the terraces. And converted into electricity using solar panels. So using solar panels, solar energy can be converted into electrical energy. Okay, so it can be converted into electricity using solar panels. Coming to soil. Soil is the topmost layer of the earth's surface in which plants grow. So have you made soil? No, isn't it? It is formed naturally. It is due to weathering of rocks. Means big rocks will break down due to the sun's heat, light, water, everything, isn't it? Water, wind and all that continuously when it falls, the rocks will break and that forms the soil. So soil is the topmost layer of the earth's surface in which plants grow. Plants give us food to eat and oxygen to breathe, isn't it? We are getting food as well as oxygen from especially green plants. Moreover, trees provide shelter to wild animals in the form of forest. So what are the trees going to do, especially in the forest? They provide shelter for wild animals. Forests also provide us with firewood, timber and medicines. So what does the forest provide us? Firewood. To cook your food, they use firewood, isn't it? Timber again is the wood only. So we use for even for making doors, windows and even the handicrafts. For all that you get timber. And medicines. You get from plants, you may get medicines also. Firewood is used as a fuel for cooking, isn't it? Not now, nowadays, especially in cities, you don't use firewood. But there are in some houses, even today, they use firewood. Nowadays, normally other people, they use gas, LPG. The soil is an essential natural resource that provides us with our fundamental needs of food, clothing and shelter. So what does the soil provide us? It is providing us the fundamental needs like food. Why? From where are you getting food? From soil directly you don't get food. Why? This soil is going to provide fertility for the growth of plants. And plants are going to provide you food. And some plants, they give cotton and all, it is directly from the plants, isn't it? So, they provide us clothing, even silk, from silkworm, that is also growing on plants only. Then coming to shelter. So, all these things are provided by the inexhaustible resources. So, inexhaustible resources, you can say water, wind, soil, all these are inexhaustible because they don't get exhausted even if you use them continuously. It can be renewed and replenished. Did you understand? So let me stop it here. We'll continue in the next class. Thank you.